Hey guys, this is Sunsfan, and I'm going to be introducing the DotaCinema Arena beta launch. Some of you may have heard of this project as we've been working on it for quite a while, but let me quickly explain what it is. So first and foremost, the DC Arena is an in-house league. And for those of you that don't know what that is, it used to be a very popular thing in the original Dota. For all intents and purposes, most of them are dead now thanks to Dota 2 matchmaking, but I still think there's a good place for them in the scene. So before we get into the details, I have to preface this by saying that this is not for everyone. This is for people that, I don't know, they want a better solo queuing experience, they want to feel part of a community, they want rules enforced for bad behavior, and I think most importantly, for those that want statistics. Because I think one of the best motivators to improve is to not only see your own stats, but everyone else's. And unlike in the actual client, all stats will be shown for everyone to see. At the end of the day, if you really want a totally casual experience when it comes to Dota, then just keep doing what you're doing. There's nothing wrong with that. But if you want any of the things that I mentioned, then give the arena a try because it could be right up your alley. But be warned that it will take a bit of time to learn the ins and outs, and this is especially for those of you that don't know about the whole concept in general. Also, keep in mind that aside from what has already been mentioned, the unique part about the arena is that you don't need a third-party client to take part. All you have to do is visit our website. Okay, so without further ado, let me show you around. Just remember that this is in beta, so things are subject to change. As you can see here, we're giving away a limited amount of beta keys just in order to stress test the system. We'll increase the amount we're giving out hourly if needed, but it just depends on how much traffic we're getting. Alright, so this is the main screen to the arena. So let's just go over it bit by bit. Of course, I'm not going to be able to go over everything, but we'll go over as much as we possibly can. So this is the region that you want to queue in, and I highly recommend that you guys check out the FAQ as well as the rules, most specifically the FAQ, because it goes over a lot of stuff that won't be covered in this video. And the arena tour is also pretty helpful for going over every specific thing that, again, I will not go over. The chat, as you can see, is, as this guy's talking a lot of crap, thanks Rectum, although I do agree. It's not that we didn't want to advertise this, is that it just wasn't quite ready for public consumption, but now we're taking the next step towards it. But this is the general chat, and we've divided it by language. I think we did it three regions or whatever, but this is the English one that we're in right now. And I'll just show you a little quick how to use it kind of thing. You see Mikey Dota here. If I want to whisper him, just say, "Hello, friend, test," and I whisper directly to him. And this is still subject to change, some of this stuff, but you can change back to all chat with that. Go back to the last user you whispered, all that good stuff. So pretty cool. And you can filter based on just the chat or just whispered chat. So if you have a bunch of friends that you just want to chat with, that's a pretty easy way to do so. And then down here we have events, which I will cover a little bit later, and the Wall of Fame and all this cool stuff, which again we will go over in a little bit. So first things first, let's queue for a match. Now the match queuing is pretty simple, so keep in mind that there's a 5v5 and a 1v1, which I think is quite unique for these in-house leagues. But we're going to be doing 5v5. I want to select the match mode AP, and for the testing purposes, I'm going to go on EU and hit 5v5. So here we go. And of course, this is not going to be the typical way things are done because we're going to actually just add bots to this. But regardless, you can see all the information here that you need to know. The actual queuing, I'm sorry, the chat itself this is not the lobby. This is everybody that's queuing, so it's kind of a separate chat altogether. As far as who you queue with, it's never going to be anybody that's outside your skill bracket, and that's something that we'll go over at the end of the video. The skill brackets themselves they're based on various criteria such as number of games played, your win rate, and things like the number of warnings that you've had and your overall karma, which the karma system is going to be really important as we ramp up the arena later stages. That's very adamant. Oh, it's so loud, but honestly it feels really good. So when you get a match, it's basically like in regular Dota. You say ready, join match. Yes, indeed. And getting there. Once everybody accepts, we are now in an actual match page, and I want to briefly go over the match page itself. The host, which is very important, is up here. So this guy, Finaro, is the host. He has to go open the game, create a lobby, with the correct region, with the correct mode, and with this password, and everybody here is supposed to join. Now this chat, this is the third chat in the game pretty much, that is just for this match. Now, one thing that is extremely important, I can't stress how important this actually is, but when you join the game, you have to be in the same order that you're in right now. And this is something that the host should probably be aware of, because if you guys, once I show you how to do everything, stats won't work, is what I'm trying to say, if you don't do this correctly. That's one little caveat that we have here. As far as the screen itself, you can see everybody's DotaCinema rating, which is what we're calling it, or DCR for short. You can look at people's profile, you can ping them, and there's an upvote, downvote. This is kind of like a karma system, and as you can see, you get a limited amount per week, I believe it is. You can find out more information about the karma system here. But let's say I hate this guy, I'm going to downvote him. But I like this guy, so I'm voting him. But anyway, so you guys just join the game. Pretty simple. And then after you're back from the game, you submit the result. I won, of course. And also you can report levers and whatnot from this screen as well. Then you hit submit result. And you can stay on the match page or whatever you want to do. And that's pretty much all there is to it for that. Now there's one more thing that I want to talk about, and that's the DC replay uploader, which I'm not going to go over specifics because once you click on this, it'll show you what to do. But essentially what it does is it creates an easy way for at least one person in this match that needs to submit the statistics, which it's kind of like parsing the replay. We've made it as easy as possible to do so, but what it really is you're parsing the replay, you send the information to us, and then we can actually put stats for the entire game up for everybody to see. This is pretty much the biggest and most unique thing about the arena, I think. And as a kind of like a reward for people that do submit it, and again, like I said, only one person in each match needs to do it. And once you do it once, you can do it really quickly the next time. You get extra karma, and perhaps in the future extra stuff as well for doing so. So I think we have put in a decent amount of incentive for you guys to do. Now what I want to talk about is the profile page, which I'm actually looking at somebody else's profile because I wanted something a little bit more complete, but this is just gives you the general idea of where we're starting off with some of the stats that are recorded. Heroes played, and I'm not going to go over everything because I want you guys to look at this stuff yourself, but there's some cool information about how your rating goes up and down. And of course, as this is in beta, there's going to be a lot more things added. But as far as the rating itself, as you can see, he's in the qualifying bracket right now. So what exactly do these brackets mean? So the DCR, that is the DotaCinema rating, which I talked about earlier. And well, at first, I guess everybody starts out in the qualifying bracket, which honestly, they may not be the best games ever, but it's kind of needed to be able to put you in the correct bracket, so to speak. The actual ranks, in case you're wondering, past the qualifying are casual, experienced, master, legendary, and the highest being immortal. There's also another bracket called the dumpster bracket, which is for players who behave poorly on a consistent basis. And those people are, well, I guess there's a lot of different things I can talk about, but when you report somebody and they get enough reports or even down karma, they end up being in the dumpster league, or dumpster bracket, I should say, eventually leading to bans. And I think it's a really nice system to promote good play as well as good manners overall. I mean, that's the biggest thing. Now, as far as the rest of the section is concerned, let's go over the ladders and events last, and then we can wrap it up. The ladder, as you would imagine, shows the best players of each category, which right now there's a 5v5 and a 1v1 ladder. And this is, just like I said, everybody's stats are there to see. Obviously, everybody right now is in the qualifying bracket because we haven't actually launched since we're now. And then the events page, which, again, this is a test kind of thing that you're seeing, which won't look exactly like that when the time comes that we're actually going to start launching this section. But just to give you a heads up, it's kind of like built-in mini tournaments where players can sign up and they can get drafted into teams, and as a result of winning or doing well, you gain more DCR points, or even karma for that matter. Now, as far as the rest of the arena is concerned, as we talked about, it's under construction. But I just want to talk about a few things that we're going to be adding in the future. One is getting item rewards for your participation, like actual items from a reputable item website. Another feature coming is called races, which I think is going to be one of the most popular parts of the section for sure, where during specific periods of time it activates, and whatever the requirements for the actual race are, the first person to accomplish it get a bunch of points, and then a little bit less for second and third and whatnot. So leaves a lot of opportunity to have some cool rankings and requirements, and I don't know. There's a whole lot of stuff we can do with that. Obviously, that's still under construction though. And lastly, we intend to create an achievement system, which will be kind of for the entire website, but more specifically for the arena. So stay tuned for that. But other than that, this is the very, very basic overview of the DC Arena. Keep in mind that it is in beta, and we do appreciate all bug reports on the forums. I'd like to say thanks to all the guys who've been working on this in the back end, most notably Artur, the amazing coder, as well as Mikey, Fear, Martin, and the rest of the arena crew. Let us know what you guys think, and until next time, this is SunsFan signing out.